I'm sitting here with the members of Christy Costello and Christy herself. Christy, how are you feeling after that performance?
I'm doing great.
That's awesome.
I'm feeling the exhilaration right now of performance. So.
Yes, of course, of course. Can I have you take a second and introduce the members of your band, or if you want to have them introduce themselves?
I am Christy Costello. I'm going to pass it to the left.
I am Orion Trion.
I'm Austin Cecil.
To the right.
Monica LaPlante.
Matty Paul. Honorary member, Carnage the Executioner, a.k.a. Terrell X.
Welcome, Terrell. It's great to have you here. Awesome. Cool. Well, let's talk about the songs that you just performed. All of those are from your new record, correct, that you released in early January, From the Dark.
Yes.
Right. Can you talk a little bit about, so this is your first solo album, correct?
Yes.
That's Christy Costello. Can you talk a little bit about what has led up to this moment?
About 30 years in the making.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lots of songwriting, lots of bands, lots of being in other people's bands, and then realizing that I was missing songwriter Christy. And this time it was just, I was inspired by this one, Radioland. I'm hugging her, Monica. Yeah. So she came out as herself, and I was like, that's tough because you can always hide under a band name, and you can all take part of the shame. When the shame happens, it's not your name. No shame in the name. But, you know, it's kind of nice now come out fresh, knowing that I have all that behind me, but now I can just keep playing my songs and let them live and go forward from here.
Totally. Well, so being that you've played in so many other groups and that you currently play in so many other groups, was it kind of difficult to decide upon like a specific sound for your own personal project?
A little bit. I mean, I've switched all my instruments from the last group. And then, but at the same time, no, I tried to downsize my amp size from a Marshall, and I found myself at a mid-sized Orange. So not too much of a difference, even though I was trying to go down to these guys' size of twin reverbs and
One
reverb.
fits in the van better.
Yeah, well,
it fits in the van a lot better.
And I had hernia surgery. I had 3 of them. So I was like, they were telling me to stop carrying these heavy amps everywhere. But I decided I needed to still carry the heavy amps because they just sound the best.
Totally.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just slightly tweaked from my old sound. It's still noisy.
Yeah.
For the girl that came from the noise rock bands in the 90s.
And so were all of these songs that are in From the Dark, were they written in the last couple of years? Was it over the last 30 years?
A lot of them were, but some of them are from the past as well.
Okay.
From the Dark itself is from Ouija Radio.
Okay.
That was a record that never came out. Was our last record. And I just felt it fit really well with this group batch of songs.
Yeah.
And not only that, that it ended up being, I don't know how many times I tried to name this record. And then it just hit me. I was like, this is perfect. It is.
I think we had to fill out a title.
Yeah.
And we're like, I don't know, From the Dark.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And it works. It sounds better than artist.
Yeah.
You know,
Album.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But then once I landed on that though, I was like, I know exactly where I want this, what the record to look like.
Sure.
I know exactly where the sequence goes. Everything fell right into place.
Sure. So does From the Dark kind of speak to you stepping into the spotlight, into your own personal project?
That's a good way of looking at it.
That's
a new perspective.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that.
Cool.
But
Great.
yeah, that and just I think as artists, I don't know if anybody, a lot of people, we just end up in really dark places and funk sometimes, and we have to crawl out of those places. That's how I feel about it. They're really hard to get. Once you're in one, it's really hard to get out of one.
Sure.
But when you do get out of one, things just open up. You know, it's like the principles of feng shui. You just you clean out the clutter of a room, and the phone rings, and you have an opportunity waiting for you.
Right.
So in a way, when you're feeling those really funky feelings, and they can be really overpowering, omnipotent feelings. It's hard to feel the light on the other side, but it's there.
Yeah.
There's something waiting for you.
For sure. Yeah.
So it has that kind of a message to it too.
Very cool.
But yeah, a lot of the thing, and don't be afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
I think the darkness is pretty cool. It's a cool place. I'm kind of a night owl, so I live in the dark.
Of course.
But
Cool. Well, so the last song that you performed in that set, In God We Trust Fund, great title, by the way.
Thank you.
You have Terrell collaborate with you on that. Can you talk about your partnership with Terrell, Carnage the Executioner, and kind of how that started?
Well, the first time I ever gazed upon his showmanship was when we played a Borough Block Party, Monica LaPlante gig. And I stood at the side of the stage and just stared at him, stared at his feet, stared at his mouth. I mean, what he can make happen with his mouth is magic. You have a magic mouth. Do we have another mic? But it's over
you
there.
can pass it over to Terrell.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you'd
I
like.
just-
yeah.
Go ahead and speak for yourself.
My mouth?
All right. He just, my mouth, my mouth, my mouth.
An example.
Yeah. So I looked at Monica and I said, I'm going to work with him someday. That's the other part about being an artist, going out as yourself, is it's really open for collaboration. And that's where I want to go from here in my life. It's really just pulling friends I know who do what I do and making music and magic with them. So yeah, we've become friends. We had a gig at Palmer's where I book. And from there, it just, a couple now. And Halloween last year with Rupert Angel Eyes, and we just played that Insurrection Party. Anti-Foe is this really great rap crew he's got going on right now that you can't can't miss anybody. Go see them next time they play here. It's really, really dope. I love the soul and funk background beats that you guys use and pull from. But so pulled them into the studio and told them the idea and the concept of the song, which is the old tried and true story of selling your soul at the crossroads. And he already had a character called the Soul Snatcher, so I asked if he could come be the Soul Snatcher in my song.
Yeah.
And he did, and he killed it. It's so cool. Not only that spoken word bit is him, but all that scratching and all that looping is all his magic as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming from his mouth.
Coming from his magic mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, AKA Magic Mouth.
Yeah.
Better than Big Mouth. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
a real big magic mouth.
Well, I think it's great genre blending, and I feel like you guys come from pretty different genres, but it works so well together.
Yeah.
Is that something that you would like to see more of in the Twin Cities scene, kind of like the genre blending
The
collaboration?
mixed,
Yeah, the
yes,
mix. Yeah.
yes. It's so. I mean, I love everything that sticks to one too. And don't
Right.
get me wrong, I
Sure.
love going to a show and getting my face blasted off with fast punk, but I also like going to just a straight up hip hop show. But I do love it when it gets mixed. I think it's really fun and it opens doors and it grows music. It grows it evolves everything. Yeah. Yeah, please.
Hip hop and punk have a lot of similarities anyway. That's why you see Public Enemy with Anthrax,
Right.
and Public Enemy's Run DMC with Aerosmith,
Yeah.
and Public Enemy is my favorite group. So when they did it, I was like, one day I'm gonna do it, and I get to do it with the best of them. And yeah, genre bending is great, but nobody else has to do this because then that just lets us stand out.
Yeah.
So y'all do what y'all do and just let us do it. I say that too.
Awesome.
Well, so I guess don't do that and let us do it.
Mind your business.
Yeah.
That's great. Awesome. Another notable tune on the record that I wanted to talk about is the cover that you did of the Smoking Popes tune.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh, first off, that song is so great. The original, the Smoking Pope song, it reminds me of the Ramones mixed with the Smiths. Super melodious in a major key, and you just want to like sing and dance to it right away, bop around. I feel like I love girl groups and doo-wop and all that, and I just heard it and I was like, I want to doo-wop. I want to doo-wop this. Doo-wop, shoo-wop this song. And so slowed it down, set some piano on it, set some shoo-wops on it, and it sounded great. The original is great too, but this I like the half speed and the girl group to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny too because they bought the record, so pretty.
That's great.
And
so you're in
they sent me
conversation
a
with
picture of them putting it on. One of the members sent me a picture and put it on their turntable. So I was like, that's so cool because I've never met them.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's always the best.
Very cool.
And
Did you know them before this?
No.
No, not at all. Okay.
I know people that do know them because they're from Chicago, but
Right, okay.
I've never met any of them.
Wow.
But that'll change once we get to Chicagoland, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you get your vinyl so fast? Because they're like, 9 years back order. How did?
Copycats Media right here in Plymouth.
Very cool.
They've got 5 presses now, and yeah, they and also you don't have to pay for shipping if you're local, so that's kind of nice.
Nice.
But there are some more plants coming, so I mean, but I got to give props. Copycats did a bang up job on this. It looks really good. The record sounds really good.
Yeah, totally. Awesome. Well, so for From the Dark, you have a release show coming up,
Yeah.
correct? And is that this weekend?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that, the details for that?
Yes, tomorrow night, 7th Street entry. I believe the doors are 7:30. 7. Showtime 8 with Citric Dummies first. Come get your face blasted off. I can't swear, so I was about to though. I promised. I signed a note that they would kill me if I did. So I won't.
We won't do that.
Second up is Scrunchies, and the same. They're going to rock your face off and in their little cool girly way and snotty, bratty, lovely music that I love. That's my favorite. Girls that just snarl. And then that's going to be Screaming Simpson and the Ponds coming up from Madison, and they are so much fun. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. They will light you up. You'll be smiling from ear to ear. And then it's us. And we're going to play the...
Then it's us.
Yeah, we'll be playing the record and maybe a little surprise or something if people actually stay. But I hope they do because it'll be super fun hijinks.
Yeah, totally. And that's at 7th Street entry?
Yes.
Tomorrow night. Okay.
Yes.
Very cool. And do you have any other shows on the horizon after that?
Yes. Well, we are also Coma Club, which is all of our bands put together. So if you ever see Coma Club on a flyer, it's all of us. It'll be a Monica set.
It's Christy, Orion, Monica, Austin.
Yes. So it'll be all of us. And we could be commas if we add Matt and Sarah when they're in Extraterrestrials, Monica, Christy set together. So we've got some shows coming up with that. I think March, what is it? March 25th at Cloudland. And yep, April 4th at Mortimer's, all with out-of-town bands that are friends of ours.
Yeah.
And then a Christy Costello show at Cloudland, and end of April with, I think it's the 24th or 20th. It's a Thursday night. And last Thursday in April, we're playing with Conchol, which is like all that Toys That Kill crowd, Recess Records crowd from San Pedro are coming up and playing there. And then I think it's a Monica show after that. Couple Monica shows. Because we're all the same. We're one.
Yeah, we're all in each other's bands. So I think there's a Monica show March 15th at Zora Darling.
Zora Darling, yes. With Unstable Shapes, us.
Yeah. And then there's going to be a Cloudland show in March. May
11th.
March, May.
Hey, Radioland, are you confused as much as we are?
Well, we can just say that Coma Club is very busy.
We've got a lot of shows
couple months.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
Well, my last question usually is I ask you about your dream bill.
Yeah.
But maybe we can just have a Coma Club bill as the dream bill.
Well,
or did you have an answer for that?
I've thought about this one.
Okay. Yeah,
I've been interviewed by you now a few times this year, but
Right.
I forgot to mention last time that I can't believe I didn't say Blondie.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do it again. Let's do another dream bill.
All right. Do I pass it around and let everybody take a turn and say?
How about let's do a dream festival? Everyone gets a band to add to this dream bill.
All right, we got a dream festival coming up. Mine is going to be Blondie.
Do you have one? I gotta think.
Ramones.
He said Ramones. All right.
David Bowie. Yeah.
I just tell you your answer. Gary Wilson.
Vegan Miles Davis.
Oh. Vegan Miles Davis.
Public Enemy, duh.
Very cool. Very cool. And then Christy Costello.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then Coma Club.
And then Coma Club.
It'll be the Coma Club in the parking lot.
Yeah, right. Very nice. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Christy, for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Any other final words from the group?
Please come to the show tomorrow. We're going to have so much fun. Buy the album, and we'll see y'all in the future.
Very cool. All right. This has been Off the Record, Radio K, Real College Radio.